Alright, I'm going to change for the 100-hour motor change on the Vmax 200 motor. First thing I did was take the top off, which is just 3 levers, 2 in back, 1 in front. That just pops right up. Then I'll take these covers off just to inspect things. They simply just pull up of these rubber socket grommets. And we'll put that to the side. And this rear one slides up all of these rubber grommets here. So they just fit into the middle of those. Okay, then your spark plugs are exposed. Since we're doing 100-hour, you're going to have spark plugs. You're going to need some cardboard or something to put down in case the oil spills all over. You're going to need your gear lube pump, a funnel to catch the oil into the pan, and your kit. I bought this from Parts VU. They were very nice, did everything on the phone. You get new seals. You get spark plugs, 6 of them. AKGs. There's 6 altogether. You get your gear grease, gear lube, and you get 2 gallons of 530 engine oil. You get a fuel filter and an oil filter. And you get that fuel separator over there, which really isn't part of the engine, but it's over there behind it. So I got my motor tilted and I'm running fresh water through. I use brass couplers to do quick connect because down here in Florida we flush our motors as soon as we get done running them. I do flush with the engine running before I shut it off, and then I'm going to warm it up. But first I'm going to take these bolts off for this cover. Hopefully you can see this. I've already loosened them. There's one down here. Under our line here. One right above it. One up under here. Hopefully you can see this. One in the middle here. Here. All right. Oh, one above that one. Didn't see that, so it's going to take some time. I'm pretty snug. That one's a short one. The one at the bottom was longer. So there were 2 up here I had to take off, and I took the nuts and set them over there. They're all in their respective order of where to go, and then this simply fell right down as soon as I took those off. Okay, now we're going to run the motor and get her hot at a 45-degree angle so we can drop the gear lube and the engine oil. So I just took off this lower intake on the Vmax. It's where you're going to drain your grease from the bottom unit, and it's just a hex 4mm, just so you know. It's taken me about 15 minutes to get to this point, and now I got to start and run the engine and warm it up for a number of minutes. We'll be back after the engine's warmed and the water will be on and flowing. Wow. Okay guys, to get this fuel filter off, there's the old one. Basically, you unplug this fishes under this bracket to this blue connector. You just squeeze it, unconnect it, and what I do, you take this metal bracket off that covers this. There's a screw here and here. You'll need a 10mm with a pivot, and then I take the 2 upper screws off because it makes this way more easier to work on. You can twist it out, you can see up in there that everything's clean, you can center in your filter, and so on. Hopefully this view this, and then I'm going to put it back together now. So put that up in there, make sure it's centered, and you can make sure you're not twisting your line. Got a little gas on me, it's going to happen. And you can make sure you're not cross threading so the threads go nice and easy. And when you get up there, you feel that it got very tight and nice. And get this tool, it grips right up there. Just make sure you get it over your wire first, like so. And up to there, and you can tighten it nice. Let's get a good leverage here, and I can hold on to this top and tighten nice and snug without cranking on the motor. Now with this loose, you don't have to jack your wire around. You can just run it under these wires and under that bracket. Which it's much easier with it off. And it slides over to here where you can reconnect it. And you can do this all with your fingers without twisting the wire. There's the bracket. Hopefully you can see that. Or the connector. There's the push tab to disconnect, reconnect it, tuck it back down there. Now you can put this on. Make sure that hose is back in. You know, hand tighten. Or I should say hand start. That way, make sure you're not cross-threading or anything. And comments here, so this is super easy if you know all the tricks. Like, take that off. Don't try to wrestle with it in this spot. It's just not worth it. 2 more screws and your life's easy. This screw, if you lose it, you'll be digging, searching for screw. Hang on to it with the cover before you start putting in the screw into the socket. Again, you can do it by hand and know that you're not stripping out your little brass bushing that it goes into. But you do need this universal joint to get it in there, because it's at a weird angle. As you can see, this goes on the top of the other one. I got it started now, so turning freely. And then that one, and then you tighten these 2 up, and that's your fuel filter. Again, hand start. Always safer. And then we'll snug it up and that'll be done. Another thing I did in advance to running the engine is I put my water separator, new one, in. That's all done. And then my pump balls down there will pump up the fuel a little bit, and we'll kick on the engine and warm it up. Bye. Okay, we're going to change the spark plugs now. I've done the 5. There's 3 on this side, 3 on this side, 6-cylinder. We'll do this last one. Check the gap at 0.039 to 0.043. All gapped. Looks good. We'll try to set this over here. And as simple as a 10mm. Take this screw off. And disconnect your electrical. Pop this out. You want a 5/8 long socket. Got some curvature, some power to it. Seems like right about 20 foot-pounds. Maybe 30. Just enough to crush that rib. Take the old one out. This is, oh, I don't like them. Kind of lift it up as it's pulling out. You see a little brownness around the outside, so good times change. We're about 120 hours on this, maybe a little under. Run it back in by hand. Always like hand stuff first. Switch your ratchet. It's going to take about 4 quarter turns. 1, 2, 3, and then the 4th one gets hard. There's an extra little snug. That's good. Put your electrical back on. Should seat it good to the thing. Put the plug back on. And get your 10mm bolt. Put that on. That's all it is to changing spark plugs. Thank you. Alright. Hopefully you'll be able to see the chaos now. Hopefully you go a little better than last year. We shall see. So, oh shoot. So yeah, this funnel did not do good. Oil everywhere. Repeat of last year. This didn't get on me so bad. Yep, there's all going in the carpet. And it doesn't like this stupid funnel. Which I have no idea why that wouldn't work. Yep. It's just not an easy process. I see the disaster. There it is. That thing didn't work for shit. But it's out of there now. Okay, now I just take this filter off with this tool and then put it down there, lube up the seal, put the new one on, hand tighten it as tight as you can. Okay, clean up your oil mess. Not too bad this time, a little bit, not too bad. Alright, and then we'll put the oil in, I'll tell you how much in a minute. Okay, I removed both of these plugs. This is your bottom, this is your top. Put the new seals on it. Hooked up the pump kit to pump in the gear loop. And now I'm pumping it up until it comes out the top. Same as last year's video here. This is just repeat stuff. Then you put the screw in the top and quickly remove this device and put the screw in the bottom when it's full and comes out the top. It'll use a little more than 1 quart, so I'll go through this quart and then need another quart. Yeah, it's kind of messy. Somebody's got to do it. I'm about a little under half quart to go. But that's all you do here. So what you want to do is go to Menu, Yamaha, Menu, Engine Information, Maintenance Required, and reset these to 0. Now I should be 300 should be my next one. So that's what you do. Okay, now I'm just going to set my screens back to charts. This is how I normally am, and let's see if no alarm. Okay, we're doing a fresh start. See if this engine alarm goes off now. I agree.
It only took 67
Engine
years
on.
of experience.